everyone! How are we all today? Back for another live stream and a new puzzle to show you. Oh, hang on. Can you... Oh, I don't know if you can see my hands on the table. It might have got stuck. Give me 1 second. I think I'm having a problem with my overhead camera. One sec. Let's get rid of that. Reactivate. Here I am. Ah, yes. Okay. Hopefully you can see it now. I didn't realise it had frozen. Let me know if you can see and hear me, and in particular, let me know if you can see my hands moving around, because that means my camera's not stuck. Say hi in the meantime. So who have we got in today? We've got Winter and Sandra Lee. Hello to you both. Hi, Scott. Yeah, they are strange looking pieces, aren't they? I'm looking forward to trying this puzzle. Hi, Anna, and hi, Anita. Cara's here. Hello, Cara. Anita, so Pomegranate is random cut. I'm also doing a random cut puzzle at the moment from Suns Out. Nice. It's good. I enjoy random cut, particularly Suns Out. I'm not really Suns Out, I have to say. Morning after Eve. Hello, Husky fan. How are you? This is my first live chat. Rob C on Discord. Oh, hey! Thanks for being here. Thank you, and thank you for clarifying who you are as well, because I never would have linked Husky fan with Rob C. But that's good to know. I'll be lurking slash working, but hopefully chatting too from East Coast US. Oh, Brill, thank you. Well, you're not alone with the work lurkers. There's a few. We have a few work lurkers, so that's good. You're among friends. I've never seen a random cut puzzle, so this will be interesting watching how Vicky tackles it. You've never seen a random cut. Wow. Well, this is random in a different kind of a way, but we'll talk about it in a minute. Uh, Vandra Brud, hello to you, and hello Val. So excited to catch you live. It's been a while. Welcome. Hi Slitherpuff. Very cold there. Well, weather's cooled a bit, but we've been very lucky. Had some lovely sunny weather. Hello Veroni. Hi Vicky, can see and hear you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad about that. Uh, oh dear. Right. Sorry, I'm can't keep up. Can hear you. Thank you, Cara. You can hear me, Winter. Hello, Vicky. Can see and hear. Thank you, Angela, and hello to you, and hello, Peggy, as well. Wiggling fingers and voice. Are you telling me my voice is wiggling? No, I get what you mean. Thank you for that. Agreed. Bottom screen isn't live. Yeah, I think I fixed it. Can't see your eyes. Really? You should be able to see my eyes. Don't forget to like. Perfect now. All is nice. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Hello, Clark. Hi, Soul. Welcome to your first to my first pomegranate. Hi, Suze. Hello, Rob. Welcome. Or are you welcoming Rob to the first live? Hang on. Who have I missed? Who have I missed? It jumps about, this thing. Hanging up some clothes and then continue my current puzzle. Okie dokes. That sounds good. Purpen Ashvogel. Hi. Thank you. I don't know. Have you been in the lives before? Hello to you. Welcome. Mum is watching but not chatting. Okay. Well, hello, Gryffindor. Hopefully you can hear me fine. Peggy, Husky fan, I'm going to need clarification on which Huskies. I might not be able to like you. Oh dear. Okay. I didn't know there were different types of Huskies, if I'm honest with you. Hello, Helen. Currently hour 4 of a 1 hour delivery window. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Funny how postal workers can stretch time out like that, isn't it? I had the window a bit down so I can see fine. Oh, right, yeah. Well, I think that happened to Thomas once. He was like, I can't see the top of your head. But his window wasn't quite down fully. No, first live to Rob. Ah, okay. Oh, yes. Well, welcome, Rob. And welcome all. And I think that's me at the end of the chat now and said hi to Goodness me. Right, it's lovely to have so many of you here. Um, I'm doing a pomegranate today. This is a new to me brand puzzle. Never done a pomegranate. This, I think, actually is the first one I've owned as well. This comes to me thanks to Clark, who gifted me this puzzle. You can't tell, well, you maybe can tell from the front, but this isn't the full image. It's a round puzzle, and the artist is at the top, at the front of the puzzle, which is great to see. Jordan Herren, and it's called City Vibes, and it's 500 pieces. Now, if we look at the back, we can see the full image there. It's fairly small, but I think there's a poster. In fact, I'm pretty sure there is. I have opened the bag in order to take a picture of some of the cool looking pieces. These are like a hex shaped piece in this puzzle. So it's not what you might call your typical round puzzle pieces, where they're sort of like elongated puzzle pieces, but curved. Maybe like in a circle of colours Ravensburger or something like that. It's not like that. It's hexagonal shaped pieces with prongs and inserts. So it's going to be really an interesting puzzle. Now, I didn't put a poll up, and I'll explain why when I start puzzling. Hopefully, I'll remember to explain. But I chose this puzzle as kind of a one-off. My aim is to finish this in one stream. If I don't, it doesn't matter too much. I can continue it next stream. It's not a problem. But there is a reason that I didn't do a poll. Um, but I hope that you're happy with this choice anyway, because it's new, it's a bit different. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, and it looks like a lovely puzzle too. Circles are a little bit bigger than your average in terms of the diameter. Standard sort of 1,000 piece puzzle is usually around 50 centimeters by 70. The diameter of this one is about 56 centimeters. So we're talking, oh, I don't know, maybe 2 and a bit inches um, bigger than your average. That's just my guesstimate. I'm not particularly good at converting inches to centimeters, but inches wise, this is 22 inches in diameter. So what I did was I put a couple of bits of tape top and bottom. I've moved them now, but I put them there just to make sure I had enough camera height to be able to put the whole thing in. So in theory, it should fit in. But you know, my tripod is relatively high up, so it should be fine. Anyway, it's pomegranate puzzle. And it says on the back, Jordan Herren city vibes as stylish and vibrant as San Francisco itself. Jordan Herren's pop art celebrates the city by the bay in painted panoramas like none other. Herren, a local born and raised, captures the aesthetic drama of a cultural hub jam-packed with iconic architecture, accented with natural and cosmic details. The city vibe skyline sizzles with colour and energy. Do you know what this puzzle reminds me of a bit? It reminds me of the crazy colourful Boston puzzle by Ravensburger that and I can't remember the name of the artist, and I don't know if I've got it on the shelf behind me. I don't think I have. Oh no, I have. Right. So this was mine and Juby's finals puzzle at Worlds. Right. It reminds me of this. I'd say this is brighter. Um, but it's all the colourful buildings with patterns on kind of jammed into each other. Maybe this is slightly more patterned, but yeah, puts me in mind of this. But it's not the same artist. This one is Jacotania. Um, but I always think of that puzzle when I see this. So that's the story behind the artist and the artwork. It's meant to represent San Francisco. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So let's get the lid off. Now, as I say, I did open the bag just so I could take a picture of the pieces, but I haven't really studied the pieces in great depth. There is a poster. It's not huge, but it is bigger than the image on the back of the puzzle, so that's going to be easier to use. In fact, I'll pop that down there so you can see it, and I will pull these pieces out. Now, this puzzle seems like I should sort it. To be honest, it seems sortable. Um, so I think that is what I'm going to do, and with it being 500 pieces, it should hopefully not be too arduous to sort. Now, we do have some of these hex pieces have straight lines, and my assumption is that they are the edges. So that is nice because you can often get false edges in circle puzzles. My guess is that I'm not going to get false edges with this one. Because the other pieces don't really have straight edges. So there's one of the hex pieces. Now let me zoom in a bit. Okay. So like here, can you see those? They're the hex pieces. So they're almost like hexagons, but they've got inserts and prongs, ins and outs, kind of randomly. So there's a lot of ins on that one and only two prongs. It's two ins on that one and more prongs, so it varies whether there's prongs or ins and outs or whatever. They are literally all this hex shape. Some might be a bit squished, some might be a bit more hexagonal, and then you've got edges there. And the colours look good. They're quite bright on the poster. It's quite smooth paper, but the pieces, it's quite smooth pieces. Not too glossy though. Looks like the it's hard to sort of describe it, but it looks like the colours have just a touch of a texture to them. But it's like um I don't know how to describe it. Kind of like a mottled sort of texture to them. But it's like you can kind of see it on that one. We'll try and get a picture and maybe put it up on the Discord. Um, you can't really see in the poster, but it doesn't detract. It's very nice, nice pieces, and it's just going to be so interesting to build this. So yeah, like I said, I think I'm going to just sort it. I'll zoom out again, and no, a bit further in there. That's better. I'll zoom out again, and then you can see more what I'm doing. But hopefully that gives you some idea of what I'm working with here with this pomegranate, and they're quite big these pieces. So I suppose it's not surprising that it's a bigger diameter, but um. I do find that with circles that they tend, like the Circle of Colours puzzles by Ravensburger, they tend to be made bigger. So there we have it. Hang on, where was I last? Where was I last? Kimberly, how are you? Per pen, sometimes, but not very often because I'm at work mostly. Ah, yeah, yeah. We get a few lurkers from work. But I'm glad you're here today. Have you got the day off? Is it a holiday for you? If they're the University of Washington Huskies, they're my school's rivals. Oh, right. Okay, we're talking a sports team then. Do you know what? I just assumed you meant the dog. But you did. Let me know. Uh, Not overly familiar with American sports teams, I have to say. But let me know. Yukon ladies basketball. I'm an alum. I hope that's okay. I see. Got you. That's amazing, and I approve wholeheartedly. Great teamwork. That's good. You can be friends now. Uh, Hello. Good morning, all. Renak here, live from Ecuador. Hang on. Does that say Quito? I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but you're in Ecuador. Hello to you, and thanks for reminding me of your name, because obviously all the letters I can't. Your YouTube name is unpronounceable, but yes, welcome back. And Soul Empress, I just realised I'm outside. My cat, my catnip inside with the puzzle on the table. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Oh, and by the way, I'm so happy you got your kitty back, Soul. I was so happy to read that. How's it doing? Claire, hello. Feels like such a long time since being here. Were you not here last week? Uh, Hola, Brenna. Hi, Clark. Good noon, Gustin. How are you? Have to head back to work soon. Oh, well, thanks for saying hi. All is well. She's still sleeping on the rocking chair. Oh, I love a rocking chair. We used to have one when I was a kid. And I used to love sitting in it. Soul, did you find Kitty? So I've been missing in action from live streams. I'll let Soul explain, but yeah, Kitty's back. So happy. Clark, you sent an interesting puzzle. Have you done it? Yes, you have, haven't you, Clark? I think there's pictures in the Discord. Definitely done this puzzle. I've yet to do a non-ribbon cut. Just got a crypt. This pomegranate one looks very interesting too. It certainly does, doesn't it? Certainly does. Yes. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you got some time off. Love all dogs and cats too, Vicky. Okay, well, good. That's good. We can be friends too then. Not that we wouldn't be anyway, but I love dogs and cats as well. How's the sorting the Star Wars 18K going? Yeah. Oh, there's so many posts in the Star Wars channel. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm kind of living vicariously through you because my sorting on the Star Wars puzzle has hit pause in a big way. But I'll talk more about that. Vicky thought we were having an odd smackdown over a type of dog. Yes. Well, I'm not American, you see, so, that's my excuse. I'm British, okay? I'm British. Excuse of dogs over here. Yes, so happy. I can only imagine the panic you must have gone through. I know, it was sad, it was sad, but I'm glad that she's well. Right. Okay, so what colours have we got in here? That is quite an obvious colour. The black's quite obvious. Um, we've got purple. I mean, we've got blocks of colour here. So I'm hopeful I can sort this. Well, I mean, I've got some edges there. Let's just get on with it and see see what I can see. We've got kind of reds, reddy oranges. Let's put those to one side. We've got this blue colour. Um, we've got these dark purples. Well, some of these lines are wavy lines, and some of them are straight lines, and it's difficult to orient these pieces with them being hexagons. So that could be tricky. That's more of a light purple. And the buildings overlap too, so there might be again be some confusion as to which pile I sort them into. But I'm not, as I say, it's 500 pieces. I'm not going to worry too much because I'm sure I'll figure it out quickly enough if I've got them in the wrong pile. Um, and as I say, the edges are fairly obvious. So, just getting on with it. And there's a black piece. I mean, there's not a massive amount of sky, but it's fairly obvious when there is. So black pieces will have their pile, or pieces with black in. That building on the right with it's like a clock tower, that's quite brown overall. So I think there's plenty to sort this into. I'm thinking I might do the edge first because that's going to give me a good idea of what's going to fit in, how it's going to fit into the screen. Now then, there's quite a lot of, I don't know, I might separate oranges. There's quite a lot of sort of orange as well as red. I don't want the red part to just be this huge pile of red and orange. Oh gosh, that's even lighter. Maybe have a yellow. Uh, Wait, is that that? No, no, that's too light. That's that clock tower. That's the actual clock. kind of obvious, stands out. Right, so I was going to explain why I'm doing this today, why I didn't put up a poll. So the reason is because I'm looking into trying to get some more artists on my live streams, and in particular some of the UK artists. Um, Charlotte from Ravensburger has been talking to me about getting some people on. I'd been talking to her a while ago now, in January, about chatting to Elsa Black, because we got talking about her at the London Toy Fair. Um, so he sort of followed that up with me, um, around about the time of nationals, and she put me in touch with Elsa Black, and I thought, well, it'd be cool to get in touch with her and see if I can get something set up. So what I'd suggested to Elsa was that we maybe do something not this week but next week, to give us time to set it up and do a test. And because I mean I've done this with Rose. Rose kind of knows the drill with it all, but new artists are good. I need to sort of figure it all out with them, and ideally do a live stream test. So I sent her an email, and I asked if she wanted to do it, and but she's away. Um, Busy basically in the next couple of months. So she's asked if we can do it in June, which is great and fine. And the fact that she's keen to do it is also amazing. I can't wait to talk to her, and I can't wait to do the puzzle, which is the Meadow Mischief puzzle, which is new out and with Ravensburger. And so I had that planned, but obviously she got back to me and she said she couldn't until June. So I thought, right, well, in that case, because I was going to do it next week, I thought I would need a smaller puzzle maybe just to do for this week. So I've had a look through my 500 piece puzzles. I've got several of, different piece counts. Some I've done, some I haven't. I thought it'd be cool to do one I haven't done. And I saw this City Vibes puzzle and I thought that'd be an awesome one to do on the stream. With the colours, the fact that it's round, the hex-shaped pieces, all of that. And so I thought, well, we'll do this. I didn't have time to do a poll because, as I say, I only heard back from Elsa yesterday, or the day before, I think. Um, so I thought, okay, let's do this one. But obviously now we're not doing it until June. I kind of thought, well, maybe if this does take longer, if I'm doing a lot of chatting or something, I don't know. Um, Maybe I can start another 1,000 piece puzzle. But I mean, there have been other artists that Charlotte has suggested that I might be able to talk to as well. So it is possible there might be a different artist sometime between now and June. But it is possible that I mean it's summer. We're getting into summertime now. We're getting into sort of May, June. People do get busy and go away and things. So it might be that I don't know. I just need to wait and see, really. Just need to wait and see. But it's just basically meant that I've had to sort of fill the stream in with this rather than do a poll, which I would usually. Um, Wait, that's quite. Oh, where do you go? Oh, okay, yeah, that's part of the purple building, so that's fine. Um, in fact, I think that is part of that building rather than these. This is more like the waves in the sky. So that's fine. So yeah, so that's the story of how I came to do this puzzle. And as I say, possible that I'll pick I put a poll up for next week, and we'll see what happens. Or I could continue with this, depending on if I finish it. So that's the story there. So I hope you're excited about seeing Elsa Black. And actually, it gives you a bit of time, really. Now you know she's going to be on. You could perhaps try out one of her puzzles or pull one out of your collection if you already have one on your shelf and give it a go. She's got some lovely artwork, really cute images. She's um, Scottish artist, so from up in my neck of the woods. And yeah, it's going to be great to talk to her. So, never would have thought I'd be talking to so many artists. It's actually been an awesome development on my channel to be able to do this. I'm really happy that I can do it. It was obviously great talking to Rose, and it's funny because I've been watching some of the Rose live streams back, the Six Portals live streams that she was in. She was in four of the streams because I'm working on a full time lapse of that puzzle, and I thought it'd be cool to have some of her doing a bit of voiceover about some of the specifics of the puzzle. And so I've been watching through, just cutting out some sound bites and things like that, and it's making me smile. Some of the things we talked about, like we talked a lot about Rose doing a larger piece count puzzle and things like that, and it, it, that's happening now. She's working on a large piece count Ravensburger, so it's just like that's it's odd. That was way back when we didn't know it was going to happen. We were just speculating, or we were just hoping. And then there it was. It makes me wonder sometimes if people watch my streams, if they're listening. Because what we also talked about in that same stream was we were talking about mini-me's, smaller versions of large piece count puzzles. And I gave an example. I said, so for example, if you had 1,000-piece version of the Six Portals out, and of course that's happening now too. So yeah, either we've got some prognosticative powers going on here, or we're making a difference. We're influencing the puzzle world. All right. So this is sorted quite nicely. Just gonna stop a minute and have some water and chat. Um, Sandra, yes. She fortunately knew we are her home. So she came back after a full week of being away. Now the only struggle is the pee on the couch and a couple of other places. Must be moving stress. Yeah, takes a bit of getting used to, I guess. That is a shame, eh? Beautiful puzzle. What's everyone working on today? I'm doing 1,000-piece Cobble Hill called Blue. And Cobble Hill is also random cut, correct? So that's good. A lot of us doing some random cut puzzles. I'm so happy, Soul, with your cuddles and reassurance she will settle again. Absolutely. Sounds as though she's quite an affectionate cat. They're really affected by stress. Hopefully it calms down. Yeah, I'm sure it will. She is calm, affectionate and curious. It seems like it's when we are away too long or she can't see us. Previous owner never had issues, but I think it's moving stress. Already happened the second day. Yeah, when they're in a different environment. Tell you what, Grace is always kind of restless. So if Grace has ever been in the cattery, when he comes back, he has this like restless period, lasts maybe a day or two, where he wanders a lot and he moves around a lot and he's got to sniff everything and it's like he's got to reestablish his scent, maybe, I don't know, but then once he's done that, then he has this clingy period where he's a bit kind of clingy, and then he just gets back to routine. um Sounds like it. Yeah, that's exciting. So important highlighting these artists' works. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. How's the 42K sorting going? uh, Hopefully that gives you your answer. I'll come back to that question. Claire, no, Vicky. I was at a line dance competition for the weekend. Oh, okay. Not dancing, just helping out. And the week before I was off with the grandkids. Ah. but I'll get over you not missing me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Do you know what? Last week was a bit odd. Um, because I was getting back into things after Donna Louise being here. And she'd been here the whole week, and then the weekend prior to that I'd been at Nationals. So there's been all this kind of upheaval with me, and it's taken me a while to get back into normality a bit. Um, and I know you were in a lot of the streams where we built the 3000, the Pandora's Hope. So, yeah, I do apologise. That sounds fun though, that line dancing weekend. Sounds like a lot of fun. Did you enjoy your time with the grandkids? Are you the reason that dragon puzzles are so popular, lol? Me? Am I the reason? Maybe. Could be. Could be. Yes, it's random. Yeah, I'm an A2. Oh, no worries. Oh, sorry. Oh, no nervous laughter. Sorry to bring it up. No, it's fine. Uh, so, confession time. I've been feeling quite overwhelmed just lately. Um, and I'm not, this isn't a sort of a woe is me moment by any means. It's just I've just got a lot on my mind. And I'm talking about puzzles because obviously I have everything else. I have my normal kind of the dancing and the after school club and all of that. I've got the kids still and everything. That's all just sort of normal, but the puzzling, I feel like, I mean, you know me, for a long time I've been working on several puzzles at once. But I think it was sort of balanced before I went to UK Nationals. Then I went to UK Nationals. Then Donna Louise was here and we did all of that. And a lot of things kind of hit pause. And again, that's not me blaming UK Nationals or Donna Louise. That was brilliant. And I'm so, so happy we did that. It was so much fun. And I'm still having fun. Um, but I'm at this point now where I'm like, right, where was I? We've got downtown. I've not put a video out on that for a little while. Okay. I've just done the UK Nationals. I need to really put something together for that and put a video out for that. I've still got a Q&A to do on the wildlife puzzle. I'm behind on that. Um, there's the live streams obviously, and the live streams honestly they sort of help my content to tick over on the channel because I don't have to do any editing or particular preparation for those, apart from maybe some sorting. They help me in terms of, the content's still there, even though it's only live stream content. Sometimes it takes me a while to get a video out. Um, they're fine, but they're there. I'm sort of picking those up again, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, start sorting the Star Wars puzzle as well, and oh yeah, puzzle camp's coming thick and fast, and I've still got to sort that puzzle, and there's other stuff obviously to be done with that as well. And again, I'm so excited about puzzle camp, like. You don't understand the excitement within me about Puzzle Camp, and I know others are excited about it as well. But it's just like I sort of sat there and I was like, so I've got and I was like, okay. And you get that. Where on earth do I start? Like what, and I've had to really try and break it down so that I can just pick a thing and focus on a thing and try and forget everything else. And then when that thing's done, focus on the next thing. So there's been a focus on downtown puzzle. Like I would really like to get the downtown puzzle done. I would like to get another video out on that. Um but yeah, I'm just that's my confession. I'm feeling quite overwhelmed with all the puzzle stuff I have to do at the moment, and so yes, it is. I did finish my first phase of sorting, and I wish to talk about it to be honest, because that helps me get things out of my brain as well. When I just sort of verbalize things, it's like a verbal list almost. So I don't mind talking about it. But yeah, so I did the first phase. I started the second phase. I did a sort on the second phase. But as I say, it's just another thing that hit pause when I went to UK Nationals and when Donna Louise came. So I've just got to get back to it and start making it a regular part of my daily routine, sorting a bit of the puzzle. There's just a lot. There's just a lot to do. There's just a lot. So, yes, that's my explanation. Hope that answers your question. Goodness, right. I think I'm starting to miss sort here. That's a different shade of blue to this. And that's the clock. Through these. Through these are some nice piles here. I think once I've sorted it, well, I hope, um, it will come together quite smoothly, but we shall see. Um, I know I'm kidding. Competition dancers are fabulous to watch. Yeah, I bet. I bet. You have a lot though. I have been feeling overwhelmed too, but for different reasons. But I think sometimes there's a need to dial back a little bit and really prioritize, but it is difficult. You can't always stop the world. I know, and I have to say, I'm ready for a holiday. Like I'm ready to just go away somewhere. Um, and but we're getting like I've been on trips, but they've all been puzzle related trips, so, which again been fab and so much fun. But I think a holiday for me, or you might call it a vacation for me is you just get away from everything, You get away from everything, like the homestead and any thought about what you need to do. And that I feel like I'm ready. I need one of those, or I'm coming to the point where I need one of those. It's been so in July, it'll have been a year since I went to the States last year. Um, puzzle camps in July. So do you know what I might do? I might book a holiday or even just a short trip, something, anything for after puzzle camp. I think that might be quite nice because it just might when your brain's just chock full and you've got a lot to do, but then it can have this converse effect where you think I need to do that, we should do that, but the thought of starting it is too much, Um, but that's what overwhelm is. It's what overwhelm is at the end of the day. And as I say, I'm not sort of saying this in oh, I'm so burnt out and it's all horrible. Like I'm not. That's not how I want it to be sort of verbalized. It's just there's just a lot. There is a lot going on. Um, and there's things I really want to put out that I just haven't had time to put out, or that's gonna have to wait. It's really bothered me that I've not been able to put out the Q&A on wildlife yet, um, because it's just got drowned among other things, and it's there sitting in the back of my head. And I've said I want to do it, and I still want to do it. It's just not happened yet, and it's yeah. I don't like saying I'm going to do something and then not doing it. So I hope people can forgive me for that. But yeah, so yeah. Um, is there something that can be set aside for now, or something you can get done? Yeah, well, so like as I say, the wildlife puzzle that video that's on the back burner. I've done a lot on that. I've done the full time lapse. I've done the full assembly. There's some Q&A that I can do, but that's on the back burner for now. My focus, what I'm focusing on at the moment is downtown with the UK Nationals. I want to do a video on that, but I'm in two minds as to what kind of video to do. And let me have a drink of water. I'm just sitting here leaning on my water bottle and talking. Mm. Because the thing is, there were a lot of YouTubers at UK Nationals, and there are going to be videos coming out about UK Nationals. Now, when I do videos about competitions I've been to, you're getting the perspective of an average speed puzzler. Like like if it came from Rachel Chambers, who's like super fast, you'd get a different viewpoint of it. It would be more about the competition and more about the speed, which is great. Um, for me, it's more about my experience of the competition, which I feel makes it unique to me and different from Scarlett's experience or Donna Louise's experience or Hobby Mad Dad's experience or any number of other Karen Puzzles, any number of other YouTubers who were there. So it's a case of I don't necessarily want to rush it out because I'm thinking, well, it was a couple of weekends ago and I don't want it to become irrelevant because I feel like it's not it's going to have more relevance to me personally and my experience of that plus Donna Louise being here. Um and maybe there is no rush to get something out on the UK Nationals and maybe, anything people want to know about it, we'll either have seen it in the live stream or we'll see it on other people's videos. So that is something that don't want to feel like I need to rush to do that. One of the reasons I'm getting back into Downtown in particular is because that's been ongoing. I've already done 2 videos on it, and I don't want it to become forgotten, in all the stuff. So it's really just trying to prioritize, I think, winter. I'm hoping that makes sense. Now then, these are quite. There's a bit of a lot of colours on that one. What is that? Oh, that's part of the. Okay, there's like a rainbow wave in the sky, and there's a definite texture on that pat. It's like a pattern, and I'm hoping you can see that. See that? It's like lines on it. That's what I was meaning earlier. Like there's like a texture to some of the pieces, some of the patterns. Um, and that is just a little line in the rainbow in the sky. So I'm gonna put that there because I'm not really. It's a bit miscellaneous. Same there. Maybe I'll add more pieces to that. I don't know. Uh, um, you should use Thursdays for sorting until you finish. The group benefits from you doing it, and you will still have content. Well, this is true. This is true, but I don't want to. I don't want it to become boring, or repetitive. Um, you're doing amazing. Oh, thank you, Val. Thank you. We will watch everything and anything you release, even just the lives are great. You rock. Hopefully that gives you some encouragement. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I sometimes wonder whether or not to say these things, because you don't want to be all kind of um doom and gloom. Um, but at the same time, it sort of helps. It gives me a little bit of relief because you know sort of where I'm at, and I've got your expectations of yourself generally as a human being are the highest, higher than any other person. So I know that you're not all out there expecting me to kind of flog myself to get all this done. But it does feel, I think sometimes you need to just sort of talk about it just to help ease your own mind, I guess, in a way. So I know that you're all watching and supporting, and I really do appreciate that a lot. So thank you for that, Val. It means a lot. It does mean a lot. Um, and yeah, I will figure it all out. I will, and maybe yeah, maybe Peggy, I'll do some more streams to give me that push to get it done. I think I have to be honest, I'm not the most organized of people. And I think if I organize my time a bit better, then I would do a better job of getting more done. But and again, this is not blame. Having children, um, you know, it is a thing, and teaching the dancing is another thing. I help at the after school club, and that's a minor part of my employed life, let's say. Um, but sometimes I do more of that than others if they need help or they need me to give them an extra hand. So there's a lot to juggle, and um, so really I could just do with organising my time a bit better, that would probably help a lot. But as I say, I will figure it out. I will. I will. I will. Um, hang on, hang on. So how is downtown going? Okay, it's going good. So I've managed to get some actual puzzling done on it. Um, because the content creation it's twofold. There's the puzzling, but then there's the making of the content, and sometimes one takes over the other. Um, I had started some content for the third video before I went off to nationals, but I needed more content to be able to start editing something. So when I got back, I set up the tripod and I did a good bit of puzzling on downtown. So that's really good. Um, and where's that go there? Um, so what I've been doing is I've been when I finished the last video, I had done the water was the last big section I did. So a lot of the bottom two quadrants were filled in. Um, and I'd done the balloons and the boats and all of that. So my next thing was to do the outer buildings. There's like buildings on either side that aren't the palace. And I had a pile of those pieces. So I've pretty much done those. I've done some of the lighter parts of the sky. So there's big chunks of the puzzle that I've put together since coming back. And but I've now got enough content for it to start getting a bit confusing if I leave it for too long. Because I'm doing this over a long period of time, sometimes I'll make content and I'll have a sort of a running order in mind of the video, but I sometimes forget what that is, or I have to try and remember the way I was sort of going with it. So, honestly, before this live stream, I was sitting doing a bit of editing, and I was just often it just starts with the process of just literally putting everything in order. Um, so yeah, so it's in answer to your question, Clark, it's coming along nicely. There is some building been done. I need to do some more to finish a third video on it. And I'm looking forward to doing it because the actual building of this puzzle is so much fun. I am loving it. It's a lovely puzzle. And then so next I'm going to be doing quite a lot of gap filling, and I'm going to be filling in. I think probably making a start on some of the palace roofs, that kind of stuff. So that's going good. And as I said, I've just got into some editing on that. And I am working on this time lapse for the rose cart for the six portables as well. So that's good. Hello, Sandra. How are you? UK Nationals sounds like it can wait too. Yeah, I just feel like I know some people might be waiting on a video about that, but I don't feel like it's necessarily an immediate priority. Definitely sounds like perfect sense on what you're prioritizing. I like the idea that you make these Thursdays or another day your regular 42K sort day on lives. Well, I suppose I could do an extra stream on that because one of the reasons I'm not doing a third stream at the moment is because of all the puzzle camp stuff. And it isn't just sorting, there's obviously a lot of organizing that's going into it. So I needed that time. But if I'm doing sorting on the puzzle camp puzzle, then that might be some time I can set aside for a stream. Suze, Karen Puzzle's released puzzle parlay video nearly 2 weeks since the last event. You can definitely do that too if you wanted to, so no pressure to get them out now. Later is still fun to us. Yeah, and I just feel like with back when I went to Worlds, that was 2023. There was not as much speed puzzling going on. It was growing. But now we're inundated with speed puzzling content. There are loads of YouTube puzzlers that are focused purely on speed puzzling, and I just think, and I know not all of them go to every event, but I just think, you know, speed puzzling news is not reliant on me in any way, really, at all. So I'm not too worried. And you got the sense as well of how things went. from when Donna Louise was here, because we did all those live streams. We did some speed puzzling. We talked about the UK Nationals event. We were there together. Hopefully, you will have got a good sense of how things went for us personally through those as well. So that's why I'm not too worried about that one. Um, yes, I think doing sorting on lives could help. Yeah, could be, could be. Sorting in a small 300-piece puzzle snack or something like that for Thursday lives. Yeah, possibly. I mean, I could change it up, do something like that, and then intersperse the artist live streams because obviously I've got these artist live streams sort of lined up as well. So I could mix it up a bit. I think it's good to share. You're a human. Sorry, excuse me. Do get gassy when I drink. It's sparkling water, just to say. So it makes me burp sometimes. Do apologise. It's good to share. You're a human and definitely not doom and gloom, but it's important to pace yourself. Yeah, yeah. Um, agree, Winter. Thank you. I knew you'd all understand. I definitely did. I've been holding off on saying anything, but the feeling has been there. The overwhelm. But not for too much longer. Puzzle Camp must be a bit of yeah. Well, it's arguably the biggest puzzle thing um I've ever done or been a part of. Um, it's huge, and as I say, there is an equal amount of excitement to go with it. But it's yeah, it's big. Sorting the 42K is not a small task, even with Sam doing half. Yeah, and honestly, I think Sam, you know, feels a bit the pressure as well. I mean, I don't want to speak for her, but she's got a life too. Sometimes things have to give. Can, and we have made a start. And do you know what? The attendee list for Puzzle Camp is going up. It's exciting. There's going to be a few people there, and several of them large piece count puzzlers. And but even the ones that aren't, you all know the drill. You all know how to puzzle. You're all experienced. I think we'll do great. I think we'll do great. So we love you, Vicky. Oh, thank you. I love you too. I love you all too. Even if you might feel too overwhelmed one day and need a break. Yeah, thank you. That means a lot. It means a lot. Hey, Suze. Sorry I had a work call. Imagine the nerve of them having to call during a Vicky makes and build live streams. Unacceptable, lol. You'd report them to human resources. I will be a witness. I love it. I love our complete lack of respect towards the workplace. Puzzling is happening, and it takes precedence. If a boss was constantly demanding you work more and ignore other things you love, you wouldn't want to work there. So don't do it to yourself when you're your own boss. Yeah. And it is a very different vibe when you are, I suppose self-employed. It's hard to think of this as a job or employment because it's kind of not. It kind of is, but it isn't, if that makes sense. Um, but yes, if you think of it that way, you do have to give yourself a break. Um, And I do, I do. Like I went to the here's a nice thing. I went to the cinema on when was it? Sunday to see with my kids to see what's it called? Project Hail Mary. And it's a long movie. It was so good. I really enjoyed that movie. Has anybody else? I'm not going to do any spoilers, so don't worry. But curious, has anybody else seen that movie? And did you like it? I loved it. It was great. Um, so there are other nice kind of chill, relaxing things going on. I've been keeping up on my Marvel uh watching. There's a child at the door. Who is it? Oh hey, how are you? I can't hear you. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. Do you know my door? The door to the puzzle room, it creaks. And That was Jasper. He holds on to it while he's talking, so I can either hear him talking or I can hear creaking, and I'm like, I can't remember which saying. I can just hear. He just got back from school. He's going for a walk. He enjoys his walks. Anyway, yes, went to the cinema to see that, and I've been catching up on a lot of my. I love Marvel movies. I really like the Avengers movies. The Avengers Doomsday is coming out at the end of this year, and I'm trying to catch up with a lot of the storylines because I gather there's going to be a lot of characters in it. And so I've been watching Daredevil Born Again, and I've been watching Jessica Jones. Um, yeah, and the finale of Daredevil Born Again came out last night, so I was watching that, and it was really good. So I do have my relaxing time. It's not like I don't sort of flog myself, but it's more the psychology of it that gets me exhausted, and I've just got to organize it in my mind, I think. One thing at a time. That's all you can do, really, isn't it? One thing at a time. um Vanderbilt. I don't saw ever. I do a full flip, single layer into stackable trays. I have a few standard pomegranates. I like the puzzle fine art. Yeah, no, I like full flipping too. I do. I just thought this one lent itself to sorting quite nicely. Often I just shuffle, or I'll do perhaps a little phased sort. This one's turned out to be a full sort. But I have to say, brightly coloured puzzles. When you've got all the sorted piles, they look so nice, don't they? Look how nice that looks. I do enjoy looking at the piles when I've sorted them. Brenna, you will figure it out, Vicky. I'm always on the route as flight attendant. Ah, right. Making 1,000-piece puzzles in my hotel room. Barely time to work on my bigger puzzles at home. Gosh, yeah, flight attendant. You'll be all over the place. Do you do a lot of like international flights? Or are they more domestic flights? Like, do you find time zone changes to be a thing for you? Curious about that. Peggy, speed puzzling is not your niche. You could allow it to be your fun puzzling outlet and not worry about content. Yeah, well, yeah, and that is where my mind is starting to go with that, Peggy. Large piece counts really are my niche, and I do smaller puzzles, obviously. Um, that's why I love Thursday live streams, so I can give that time to the smaller puzzles and different brands and try out different things. Um, and yeah, like now and again, I'll do a speed run. Um, or go on a speed puzzling trip. But yeah, it's more about the fun of that for me. It always has been. Always has been, Peggy. You do not have to do a UK national video or just do a short casual video about it. Yeah, and I have to say, videos that I put out that aren't large piece count puzzle related don't tend to do as well. It's just I've obviously created a niche for myself and that's what people expect, and I don't mind that. I love it. I love large piece counts. So in some ways it's like, well, is it worth putting all that time into a video that's not maybe not going to get as much viewers? Um then again, sometimes I like doing that. It varies, but at the moment, all I know is I've got a lot on my plate in terms of puzzling. So, oh, I want to see that. But read first. Yeah, it's a book as well, isn't it? It's Andy Weir. Hobby Mad Dad has a video out, and you featured in that. Oh yes, I saw his. Yeah, I saw his video. I think Scarlett might be working on hers too. I don't know when it'll be out, but I'm pretty sure she's working on it. Donna Louise will be back in New Zealand now, I think. But she has been to a lot of events. Goodness, that video is going to be epic, or at least those videos. I think she's planning more than one. But yeah, the book was amazing. Oh, good. Maybe I'll get the book then. Um, I've read the book for Project Hail Mary. Great book. Oh, cool. Does it make you want to go see it, or does it Would you rather just have the book? Clark, I've not read the book, but I know the artist. I know the author. I don't know him personally, but I know who he is. He did The Martian, didn't he? To be honest, I'm waiting for Project Hail Mary to be able to watch at home where I can push the pause button. Long movies should have an intermission. Yeah, yeah. And I did have to go to the bathroom halfway through. It was quite annoying because you end up missing some of it. But when it's long, it's like you're not going to go there without a drink and be thirsty. I don't know. Um, I mean, I didn't miss much, but yes, I did. Yeah, I agree. I nearly drove to Luxembourg to see it in English. But petrol prices. Ah, right. Yeah, because you're in Germany, aren't you? You're in Germany, Helen? Hmm. Well, that's what I tell my son when he wants to do one bajillion things at once, one thing at a time. Yeah, exactly. That's all you can do. It's all you can do. As much as they say we can multitask. Yeah, it's it's not as effective, I don't think. Puzzling should be fun, even if you have income from it. Yes, and don't get me wrong, I do have a lot of fun. Like I've never. So for me, there's a difference between overwhelm and burnout. I don't feel burnt out by it at all. Um, but I am feeling the overwhelm. It's more. I look at the task list and I think, oh, I can't look at it. That's where I'm at. And it's not about the things I have to do individually. Happily do them. It's just the sheer amount, and I think that's what's making me kind of procrastinate a bit, shall we say? Not too much. I mean, I'm not doing anything, but yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I agree, and it is definitely still fun. I'm not having fun. Just to reiterate, um, if it ever got to that point, I would have to step back a bit because you don't want something you love to become that. But that's not where I'm at. Large piece counts definitely is your niche. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I haven't been chatting at all. Health problems, sick. Gryffindor, member for 9 months. Oh, and you're a super supporter too. Oh, thank you, Gryffindor. 9 months, that's awesome. And I am really sorry to hear that you've got the health problems. I hope that things get better soon. Good question. I stay in Dutch time as much as possible, so I will be fit when I am at home again. Okay. So you said you stay in Dutch, so you do more domestic kind of flights then? Do you have a lot of choice over it? Or do you just kind of have to go where you're told to go? It's such an interesting job. I'm always, whenever I'm on a flight and I sort of look at the pilots or I look at the flight attendants, and I'm just like, gosh, I wonder what it's like to do that. Like, not in a I want to try it kind of a sense, but in a how do they manage it kind of a. I don't know, I find it fascinating. Tell us more. Tell us more, Brenak. Hmm. I think it's worth it whenever you have the energy and not as it is now. Yeah, Donna Louise is fun to watch. Yeah, she certainly is. She's fun to be with too. I fly international. Last week I was in Johannesburg. Tonight I fly to. Now then, I may get this wrong. Guayaquil? A month ago I was in Glasgow. Wow, that's cool. That's cool. So, is it not? Is it cool? Do you get to see any of the places, or does it just depend? I listened on Audible and I was completely enveloped in story. Oh, maybe I'll get it then. It sounds great. Yes, and that was amazing too. Hello, Sock X. I like collecting Clementine 1000 piece Disney villain panorama puzzles. Wow, are there a lot of those? I can think of a couple have just popped into my head after you said that, but are there a lot of specifically Disney villain panoramas? That is very cool to collect. Is it only Clementoni's, or do you also like to collect like the Villainous by Ravensburger? Burnout is more like a wall. My sister has recovered from it for a year or so now, I think. It just completely cracked. Yeah, exactly. And it's not a wall. Blue Queen. How many pieces are in this puzzle? 500. And I'm making it seem like there's more because I'm going really slowly on this sorting. Sorry. I'm chatting away. Um, but yes, no, there's 500. They're fairly big pieces too, so it maybe looks like there's more than that. Um, whew. Yeah, no, I never read The Martian, but I enjoyed the movie. But I had read about going back to Andy Weir now, jumping about with the conversation. I had read about how because supposedly Andy Weir's not a scientist, but he's a bit of a science nerd, I think. And a lot of it seems like a lot of actual, engineers and scientists and even some people from NASA and stuff got involved in when he was creating that. Um, and talk to him about what things are possible scientifically and if he put it in the book, he could do this with it, that with it. It was fascinating to read about how it came about, and I wonder how much of that was involved with Project Hail Mary. Now, obviously, we can't know about alien life, I guess, but so that would be a sort of a suspension of the imagination. But um, I do think that the fact that he loves the subject he's writing about makes the movies and the books really compelling. So I maybe I'll give Project Hail Mary the book a try. A couple of books I want to have a go at. Um, again, it's time, but actually, audiobooks are perfect for puzzling. I've been listening to Rose's Centurnia books a wee bit while I've been puzzling, and that's been really nice because I got them as part of the backer kit, being a supporter of that. So I've got those to listen to, so maybe I'll get audiobooks. Again, multitasking. um, Facebook ads just asked if I want a Project Hail Mary t-shirt. They're listening. And also I already have one. Oh gosh. Yeah, you know what? I'm convinced. I mean, I've got an Echo device in here. I'm sure she listens. Kimberly, it's a way of living, and I do this job for 15 years now. Not Kimberly, sorry, Brennack. Um, I can make my own roster, and sometimes I get 24 hours in New York, but I can also have 96 hours in Taipei or even 7 days in Singapore. Wow. Yeah, that sounds cool. It does. It sounds cool. Thank you for talking about that. I do. I find it fascinating. Sark X, you provide a cozy, relaxing stream. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Clark, I have been listening to Rosa's Centurnia book too. She has a really great narrator. Yes, she does. Yeah, she's talked about her a lot in the Jamie Lynn Marcos, I think it is, and she's talked about her a lot in the live streams. Um, she's a good narrator. I've been enjoying listening to the book. It can make or break an audiobook narrator. Like I listen to a lot of not all of them. I've read all the Game of Thrones books, not all the extra ones or the side novels and stuff like that, but the actual Game of Thrones books. I've read a few physical books, but a few of them I've listened to on audio. But I have to say, I did not like the narrator. I just didn't. Yeah, it's not that it was bad necessarily. It just didn't. It put me off a bit. Um. So yeah, but and then I listened to a lot of the Witcher books audio, and I thought the narrator on that was just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Um, it really can. It can make or break a audiobook, I think, who they choose to get as the narrator. Uh, right, I'm almost there. I'm getting to the end of this sorting. Not honestly sure what I'm going to start with. Maybe yellows? Maybe, well, edge I said, didn't I? Could do the blacks because they will attach to the edge. So there's that. Um, I'm going to put that there because there's not that many of those. There's like a greyish colour as well that I've just been putting in the brown pile. Um, but that little building, the grey building, is right next to it anyway, so that makes sense. Not that many greens, so I could do those. But yes, no, I've been enjoying those as well, Clark. Uh, and that one, right? Okay. I need to move some things off now because otherwise I'm not going to have space. A little bit of dust. It's kind of brown. Because the back of the pieces is like this sort of buff colour. It's fine. There's not loads of it. So I'm just gonna wipe it off best I can. Right. I'm gonna put the big piles in here. I think. So we'll put the reddish ones in here, and I will put the purple ones, I think, in here as well. The darker purples. Them on that side, them on that side. Do you know what? I think I'm going to buy some more trays. Sandra, if you're still here, those trays you got me, I love them. I absolutely love them. And I used a whole bunch of them in my Disney museum, and then I wished I had more to use for some of my other puzzles. So yeah, I'm determined I'm going to get some more trays, I think. Right, I'm also going to use the lid because I have the poster, so I don't need the box image. And the front doesn't have the full thing on anyway. What will I put in here? These ones, I think. Um, just for now, put these ones in, maybe. So they're in there, and then I think some I'll just move off to the side. I'm going to keep those there because that's the black, the sky at the top. They're going to attach to the edge. They're the edges. I'll shift these off. That's a tiny pile, so I'm not worried about that. That's quite small. That's quite small. Um, I'll move these off. I'm going to move. I'm getting in my own way here. I'm going to move these off. There. They're slightly behind my thumbnail. Sorry about that. And I'll just leave these on and build the circle around them. So these I've got in front of me are the edges. There's the picture. And the sky is black, so it's obviously nighttime. And that's at the top. You know, there is an orientation to this puzzle. A lot of round puzzles, you don't have to put them a certain way. Let's say this one we do. So I'm pulling out these black pieces and I'll do my best to put them together because they're pretty solid. There are stars on it, so that might help, I hope. Like there. So there's the shooting star there, which is there. We've got a little bit of star on that prong, so maybe I can find the corresponding bit. There's a little bit of the um ah, that's a bit of the edge of the rainbow there. or whatever it is. It's all different colours. Now then, that goes in there, and that goes in there. Again, another bit of the. No, there's one between those two. There. And there. Hmm. All right. Okay, let's see what we can see. Um, right, so there's a bit that goes in there. I think there's only one bit that separates these two, though. So I need an insert on the right and a prong on the left. I don't seem to have one of those, so it's possible there's two that go between them. That's typical. That one? Yes. There. Right, so there's got to be another one, and it's got a star at the top. There. Right. Okay. This is not too bad. Then the shooting star is there. There's two, so there's another star there. Is it you? Looks like it's you. That's a star just at the edge. That one, that one, that one. Yeah, is there. Does that go there? I think so. All right, there we go. So that is the black sky at the top. Now then, I'm going to start to put in a few of these black pieces before I continue, particularly the shooting star. The transition pieces are fairly easy to identify. And there's how many? It's four black pieces that are just pure black with no colour on. So that hopefully helps. Shapes obviously make a difference. Even though they're all hex shapes, there's different prong and insert arrangements. So you can use shape. That way, no. That way. No, wait a minute. That probably has a bit of orange on. Like that. Yes, it does. Um, that turns into like a dark red pretty quickly. Does that go there? No, but it does go there. Right, so that's going to be a pure black piece there. Nope. It becomes pink. So I think. Oh no. There. Uh, there. And there. Yay. Okay. Get in there. It's good. It's taken me a little minute to get to wrap my brain around this. Okay, so up here, the pink bit sort of spikes up. Hmm. That goes there. There's a star on that prong. Uh-huh. Ah, that no, that goes that way. There. Ah, there we go. There. Right. That was all my black pieces gone. So there we go. You can just see the outline of that little wave there. That looks so cool on the screen. Liking it so far. I didn't like it either. Oh, I've missed stuff. What didn't you like, Sue? Sorry. You inspired me to browse Audible. Just discovered you can get The Hobbit narrated by Andy Serkis. Oh, can ya? Whoa, that's awesome. That is awesome. I'm always amazed how you can read the chat, process, and give relevant responses while actively sorting colours and textures of a puzzle. Impressive. Well, I've had some practice on that, I have to say. I wasn't too good at the start. And sometimes I forget what I'm going to say. Like I think to myself, I need to tell that story, or I'll say at the beginning, I'll let you know this later, and then I'll forget. But mostly, I'm getting there with it. I'm still here. That brand is my favourite, though the IKEA trays are pretty good too. Yeah, I'll have a look. I'll have a look at the IKEA ones. It's the Tilgang trays, Sandra. Which ones do you use from IKEA? Mm. Sue's having a stranger saying that stuff in my ear. Nah, bleh. All right. I'm assuming we're talking about a not great audiobook experience. Started with Black, wow. Yeah, yeah. If there was a big chunk of it, oh, I probably would have avoided it, but it wasn't too bad. And the shapes helped. Lol, I've not listened to a spicy audiobook, but it's not appealing. Oh, okay. Right, that kind of audiobook, got you. um, my daughter walked. My daughter walked and is traumatized. It's embarrassing to listen to. I like the fade to black kind of look. I love audiobooks to puzzle with. Right. What do you mean she walked? Do I want to know? I'm not certain if I want to know. Good night, Slitherpuff. I will leave the TV on while the stream, but I need to go to sleep. Enjoy the rest of the stream, everyone. Don't forget to like. Oh, thank you, Slitherpuff. Yes, please do like. And sweet dreams. I like audiobooks for the bus too. You'll have given me some ideas for my next listen. Oh, good. Good, good, good. I don't do buses, but my daughter agrees it's a great time to listen to audiobooks. Oh, I see, like when she's walking. I see what you mean. I'm currently listening to Catch 22 for my classics list. I've read part of Catch 22, but I never finished it. Can't remember why I didn't finish it. I don't think it's because I didn't like it. It was years ago, so I'd have to start it again. I'm also listening to the new Leonie Swan addition to her Agnes Sharp series. Ah, nice. It doesn't even have to be that spicy. I was listening to The Housemaid, and she kept saying how irresistible the dad was, and I'm just thinking, I know you've been in prison, but maybe calm down. Oh, hello, Thomas. Forgot, so I'm late. How very dare you? Hello, any news on the puzzle you ordered? Oh, yeah. Exciting stuff. I use Tilgang too. Sounds a bit like Tilgong in pronouncing. Ah, okay. Okay. Not heard anything today yet. Hello from Canada. Hello. Wait, let me read that. Summer G. Working from home, and we'll have this on in the background. I'm glad I'm catching your live. Oh, thank you for being here. I'm glad you're catching it too. Another lurker from work. I love it. I love it. Walked into my room while the audiobook was on. Wow, I see. I only read it because my cousin wanted me to. The story was good, but the other saucy chapter, not so great. Oh, spicy and saucy. Sounds like reading a recipe book. This will be a nice toaster for a huge mug. Yes, a massive mug. That's the kind of size coffee I need, I think, most of the time. Oh dear, that's hilarious. It's hilarious. I do have a circle of colours puzzle glued, and on my dining room table. It's just kind of a decorative mat. But that would work as as a giant mug poster. Um, right. I don't. Maybe it would make more sense to just come down this way. Hmm. Uh, here, and just build the circle. I don't know. I guess anti-clockwise. Um, the red is standing out to me, so that's what we'll do. The transition lines are really good for this because they're very sharp, very clear, clean. Um, where one building overlaps another, you know. Uh, all right, we've got windows. Right, that one, and that one. Right, so that's the windows. Then it moves down into the blue wavy bit. So should be a tiny bit of. Ah, there it is. There it is. That's the bit I prepared earlier. So this is a bit more solid. There is the wave, as I say, but it's not always right next to the edge. Uh, eh, nope. Uh-huh. There and there. And oh, I've gone into the zone, folks. Bear with me. Bear with me. Right, now that's a bit brighter. So that must be over here. There's like 3 shades of blue going on here. Um, okay. So that's the first wave. Then sorry, my hair's going on my face a wee bit. That's this last wave. That goes there. Does that go there? Oh, missing a bit there. I might have chucked it in Yeah, put it in the wrong pile. There we go. Okay, it's coming together. Okay, so now we're hitting this building here, this clock tower. So we want these brownish colours. Uh, and there's the clock. It goes red for a little bit, and then it goes back to brown. Into some orange now. It's a multicoloured clock tower. Is anybody else finding this really satisfying coming together like this? I am. Like watching it come together in the circle. Back to orange again. Back to brown again. This is like a buff colour. Okay, this needs to open up a bit. And then purple, which is the rainbowy bit at the top, the wave thing. There we go. It fits in. Yay! Ta-da! One edge. Done. I only missorted one. It was in there. So that was good. Right, I'm gonna just quickly put these yellows in. So there's yellow kind of everywhere. There's the yellow windows, some yellow here, yellow stripes. The ones with more yellow on the piece, I think, will be here. There's a couple of different shades of yellow in this wavy bit, the wavy rainbow. So I am going to put those in because quite there's quite a small pile, so I'm hopeful that it won't take too long to put together. You can see the different yellows. That's got a bit of a texture to it, and it's slightly darker. This one's smoother and slightly lighter. That goes there. Sometimes I'm like, you should go in there. Why aren't you going in? But it's not going to go in if it doesn't go. That goes there. I think we'll go somewhere around here. There. Right. Okay. Come back to that. Does that go there? No, that doesn't go there. Ah, that goes there. And we're starting to see some purple there. Not sure about that piece. Right, some of these may well not go in this area. I actually think that goes over here. And that too. And possibly that. No, that I think that goes in these windows. So I've got to kind of get a clue from the colours that are beside it when I look at these. I think that's this window. And I think that's those windows too. That I'm not sure. And that one I'm not sure either. So we'll leave those there. That's got a little bit of that built up. And then I've got these which fit nicely up here. Kind of like doing a gradient. Um, Again, very similar colours beside each other, but there's two distinct textures. This is a very rough texture, there's lines on it, and this is a bit smoother. That goes in there. That, well, that's over here. And these are, oh right, there's a little tiny building with kind of beige colours there. Um, they'll go beside each other, but I can't fit them in yet. And that's what that is too. Got ya. That's what that is as well. A tiny bit of it there. And I've got some of it there. Now then, this area is this here, and it's right beside this green building, of which I've got a few pieces here. So maybe it would make sense to do some of that. Not sure that's relevant to it, but this is. Does that go there? Nope. Eh, we're getting into some purple here, so they might not necessarily be in this pile. This is the darker bit of green. That's even darker than that. Hang on, that goes there. That goes there. There we go. Yay! That's a different shade of green. And so is that. So I'm going to pop those up here. And that goes in there. So that is this here. It's going to go somewhere up here. I think this is part of the sort of spire on this. So, I don't think I want to do these yet, this colour. So I'm going to move them, and I'm going to do, just looking at what colours I've got, I think I'm going to do this clock tower, because there's something distinct about these browns and reds. Even though it's maybe a slightly bigger pile than this one, this big wave at the bottom kind of threw me when I came to do the edge, and I think a lot of these pieces will go in there. So I'm going to do this building. It just jumps out at me more. I'll swap these piles around. I'm really enjoying this. It's really nice doing something a little bit different. The pieces are great. Can anybody make a parody song slash video with Danger Zone being Puzzle Zone? I'd love to hear watch that. I know, I know. Highway to the Puzzle Zone. Well, that one thing we've been calling it is the Major Zone. It would be cool. And it's playing my YouTube I last watched. Why can I hear Vicky? Hang on. But I didn't right, hang on. Just got new headphones, but didn't have them then. I got in the car and look around and go, why can I hear Vicky? And it's playing my YouTube I last watched. I'm following you about. I'm with you while you drive to places. That's hilarious, Suze. Mm. Mm. This puzzle is so easy for you. Um, well, it's too bad so far, but the pieces are. I'm finding that because they're different to what I'm used to, there's a bit of a challenge there. Yay! Well done. Thank you. Oh wow, what a beautiful image. Thank you. Yeah, it's great. It's lovely. Really nice. Nice. The great thing about streaming the process is that you also get the time lapse video too. If it's a large piece count, then yes, I will usually do a time lapse. You could always speed up the the live though, I guess. I won't be doing that for the Disney Museum though, because I've already time lapsed on that. Um, but yeah, no, it's good. I like doing the streams. I can go into more detail about the puzzle too. I can talk about specifics, answer questions. It is, it's really good. Does that go there? No, it doesn't. Where do you go? You're, oh no, you're over here. You're over here. Right. Do you go there? Yes, you do. Aha. There we go. Got you. I've got that song in my head now, Soul. I would sing it, but I don't want to get done for copyright. So frustrating how you can't sing. We can't have a sing song. Right, so as I was saying earlier, some of the pieces in this brown pile are um this kind of buff colour. It's sort of like a grey colour. And that is because it is a building that's right next to the brown building. Um, so I just dumped it in there. Some of these prongs are tiny. Ah, tiny weeny little prong. I don't know if you can see that. Really tiny. Um, Shape definitely. You can utilize shape with this. Like you could shape sort. If they were all the exact same shape in terms of, they had three outs one side and three ins the other, that would make it harder. But because the placement of the ins and outs is just different, it helps. Hmm. Do you go there? Can't tell. I think it does. But it's loose because it's a tiny weeny little prong. Huh. You go there. You go there. I'm looking for the tiny bits of other thing, like so brown pieces with tiny bits of this grey, or brown pieces with tiny bits of the clock. Um, the transition pieces definitely help. There we are. One goes in there. There we go. So that one does go there. It was just quite loose. So this here you can see is this bit here. So it's going to go a bit further up. Um, then so we've got this dark red next to dark brown. That is now then. Might not have been the best colour to go for. Ah, there. No. Ah. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'll do this lighter brown. Yeah, because you can see the pink and the yellow down here. Ah, that goes that way. That goes that way. Okay. That goes in there. Just building out. Okay, so I'm building out from the clock. Uh, Trying to anyway. Ah, that goes there. I've got some bright orange here. I might not have all the bright orange though, because I've got a pile of oranges. Where's that one? That's kind of reddish, brownish. Hmm. Wait, you go there. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's a big bit of dark brown. That must go up here somewhere. There, no. It's not easy. It isn't. You haven't said it would be easy for me. I'm not, I'm not sailing through it exactly. Once I get a foothold, I guess, there we go, that attaches, then it's not too bad, but yeah, not easy. I don't think it's easy. Fun though. A lot of fun. Right, now I'm getting to grips with these darker browns a bit more. Ah, right, and some of these leftover yellows are now going in. Some of them, not all of them. There we go. There. Right, so I'm using the transition between the yellows and the browns a bit here. Um, there, and that's helping. And I'm glad I'm actually getting some of these leftover yellows in, so that's good. So now it's a case of trying to fill these gaps where I've got some orange and some red and some brown and a bit of everything. There. Not sure what that, oh, that goes in there. Right. That goes in there. Okay, so these must be in with my oranges or my reds. So that went well, I think. I'm tempted now to move over here to this purple pile because these were quite obvious to me. It was the yellow windows with the purple. I think that's not too bad a sorted pile. So I'm gonna grab these ones, and start building out from that edge. Do you think it's easier to build out from an edge? M74, the highway to puzzle camp. Yes. Can't deny it. Highway to the puzzle camp. I think you're doing this puzzle in the opposite order that I did. What did you start with then, Clark? Tell me what you did. You do the edge first? Tell me how you did it. I have to have that goes there somewhere in the lyrics. That goes there. That goes there. I should just create my own jingle. Hmm. Hello, Karen, by the way. You snuck in. My son has fallen in love with Charlie Chaplin's Smile since I sang it to him some months ago to soothe him at bedtime. Ah, he doesn't even know the words but wants me to sing it almost every night. Oh, that's nice. Bless, definitely. I've told him I've told him what it was at some point. Yesterday he wanted me to sing what I heard. What I heard was Smario Do. Oh, smile though. Right, get you. Oh, bless. Bit by bit, putting it together, piece by piece, adding up to make a work of art. Lyrics from a song we did in high school. Ah, that's nice. CCR was playing, and I sang, "There's a bathroom on the right." My 14-year-old was not amused. Slightly inaccurate recollection of lyrics, but still perfect for puzzling. From Sunday in the Park with George. Have you ever seen? There's a website just purely dedicated to misheard song lyrics. You know, when you're a kid, you're growing up, you think the song lyrics are something other than what they are, and there's a collation of misheard song lyrics on a website. I think the website's called KissThisGuy.com, and the reason it's called that is because there's a song by, I think it's Jimi Hendrix, is it? Somebody, a song by somebody, and it's hard to tell whether or not they're singing "Kiss This Guy" or "Kiss the Sky," and that's why it's called that. I don't know if it still exists. I assume it does. But oh, you should read some of them. They're hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Some of the misheard lyrics. And we've all had them. We've all had them. There's actually a skit. It's a bit out of a Peter Kay stand-up show. Peter Kay's a UK comedian, very funny guy, very popular here, and he does a bit in one of his stand-ups about misheard song lyrics, and it's so funny. It's it's so funny. You should watch it. Peter Kay, misheard lyrics. You won't regret it. I feel like this part was the most difficult part of the puzzle, the Wright Brown building. Yeah, I didn't think it was easy. It just, for me, sometimes, and I actually talked about this in my last downtown video, sometimes I won't necessarily go for a pile because it's easier. I might go for a pile of pieces because I know it's one of the most accurately sorted. And I knew these browns weren't really anywhere else, generally. So that's why I went for it, and the same with this. So that is a decision making factor when I'm picking piles to do. I notice you use a black around a lot. Is there a reason? More books and pieces. Hello to you. Do you mean like my foam board? Like the black foam board? Is that what you mean? If you do, then yeah, I pretty much exclusively use that now because I find the puzzles just look better on the black, I think, in my personal opinion. The only time I really use white now is if I'm using my board for a big puzzle because the board just happens to be white. Um, so yeah, no, I do. But no particular reason other than that I find the colours pop nicely against it. Clark, I was thinking that the orange red left of centre would be worse. Yes, no, I'm not thinking of going for that. Is this picture from London? No, it's supposed to be San Francisco, Queen. Um, the artist is from San Francisco, and that's what it's supposed to represent. It's called City Vibes. I don't think so. You could have this finished tonight, Vicky. Maybe, I don't know. I was thinking to do it in one stream, but I'm not rushing really. Um, so if I don't get it finished, it's not a huge deal. I did say I'd help out at the after school club tonight, so I can't just go on and on and on. But that's okay. You know, there's no issue there. Right, so we've got these darker purples here, and I deliberately put those in this pile because I knew it was part of the same building. So now then, that goes up near the top because there's a wee window there. So these window building transitions are going to be helpful. And the yellow's bright against the dark purple. Ooh, now there's a purple bit. It's got some black in it. That goes up in that rainbow wave. Now then, where are you? Okay, so you go. There's a dark area here, just underneath this red thing, which I'm assuming is supposed to be part of the Golden Gate. Um, and I can see it. I can see a little bit of the background, a little bit of the dark. It's actually more of a dark blue, and a little bit of the Golden Gate. So I'm gonna put that there somewhere. I just don't quite know how it sits. Um, then we've got some solid purples, which are gonna go more in the middle there. Where do you go? Well, that's an interesting one. I'm not entirely sure where that one goes. Hmm. That goes there. And one there. Right, so I'm getting some of these transitions in. Again, that's, I think, part of this Golden Gate. Oh, right, that might go in here. Do you know, this looks purple on the puzzle, but you see in the image, it looks a bit more knit, like bluish to me. Maybe not, actually. It's hard to tell against the other colours. Sometimes when you've got the same colour against a different coloured background, it can look like a different colour, but it's not. Um, it's a funny, it's kind of like an optical illusion, I guess. Right, that goes there. And you go there. So I've got a little chunk coming together here that I can't quite attach yet. Right, and some of these windows are different shades of yellow. So you've got ones that are quite a bright yellow, and you've got ones that are a bit more orange coloured. So that might be an idea to separate those out. All right. Oh no, that doesn't go there. Ah, what goes there, though? Ah, and that goes there. There's actually some lines on this building going that way, so that might help me get my bearings a bit, possibly. Ah, right. You go there. And some purple on that, darker purple. There we go. And it's interesting how people do approach puzzles differently for different reasons, but that is this is I found this is definitely something I do. Like it a lot will depend on how accurately I feel the pile has been sorted. Um, right, that it goes here, so there's a bit more. There's a couple of orange windows in there. So let's see if I can find those. Right, I've got that one. We've got nope, that one. That's transition, so that's going to go that side. Where's that? Where are you, peace? Nope. I'm not sure about that one. That's also a transition. There's a window in that building there, which kind of is quite close up against this purple building. So that's why you've got these stripes. Maybe that I'll just end up with some islands for a wee bit until I can start to gel it all together. Ah, that goes there. Ah, so now these lines going across the purple has helped me to locate that island. It goes in there. All right. Do you know what I just? Do you know what just entered my head? So I don't know how worldwide this particular program was, but here in the UK, we used to have a program on in the evenings called the Crystal Maze. Does anybody know about the Crystal Maze? Let me know. It was hosted by Richard O'Brien. I used to love it. But these hex pieces remind me of the Crystal Dome. You might have no clue what I'm talking about, in which case that's fine. But somebody let me know if you know what I'm talking about and where I'm coming from. And just like that, it is coming together. Look at this! Yay! Does that go there? No? Oh, that goes in there. And okay, that's more up here, I think. It's more of this rainbowy thing there. That's a building down here. It's got to go in here somewhere. There we go. And again, that's more up here. There we go. Eh, looking good, right? Loving how this looks on the stream. I'm so glad I decided to do it because it looks so good. If I remember right, it's San Francisco. Yeah, yeah, it is, Q. Yeah. Hello to you, by the way. Um, More books and pieces. I almost always build my puzzles on black too. I feel like it helps the colours pop. Yeah, me too. Yes, I did the edge first. Pretty sure that the gradient wave at the top was the first part I finished. Yeah, yeah, it does make sense. Yeah. Mm. We love black foam boards. I know, me too. I'm thinking I need to get some blackboards, Clark. I only have white. I used to do white. I can't remember why I got black at first. Whether it might have been because I got a pack with 5 black and 5 white boards in. Might have been all I could find, or it might have just been that I saw them and thought, oh well, I could try it. And then I did one of the first puzzles I did on black foam boards was my 6K Piatnik playing cards, and I loved how it looked on them so much. I just started using them all the time. Um, so true. I only buy black ones now. My old white ones have section puzzles stored on them. Yeah, I've still got my white ones. And I'll use them now and again for various things. But for under the camera, I like to have the black. I think this looks awesome on the black. I just bought more black foam boards. Now have enough to do all of the landmark puzzles. Oh, brill! Like the around the world ones. Planning on doing them in conjunction with Puzzle Camp, a way to feel part of the experience without being there. Oh, yay! I'm glad. I'm glad. I have foam boards that are black on one side and white on the other. See, that's cool. This way, if I get a dark puzzle, I can flip. Yes, that's a good idea. I've never heard a puzzler lamenting that they had too many foam boards. Nope, don't think I have either. Val, actually, I found the dark puzzles are really great on black because you can see the differences in the dark colours. If I put dark pieces on white, they all look the same. Yeah, sometimes the contrast behind them is sort of too much, and it almost blinds you to the nuances in the the shades of dark colour. If that makes sense. Your choice of foam board colour really shows whether you puzzle by colour or piece shape. Yeah, interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind next time I try. Yeah, this was the conclusion we came to a while ago. That it sounds counterintuitive, but it actually it can help doing dark on a dark background. Heck yeah! What you've heard of Crystal Maze? I knew you'd have heard of it, Helen. The idea that Rocky Horror Picture Show and Crystal Maze are linked by this one amazing person. I know it's kind of weird. He was the best presenter for it, though. He was so funny. We'd start the fans, please. I've only been able to find black ones here, so no contest. But really, love the colours of this one. It really pops. Yeah, it does. It does. It's only Helen that's heard of the Crystal Maze. Thomas, you must have heard of the Crystal Maze. Have you heard of the Crystal Maze? Okay, so I'll tell you about the Crystal Maze. So it's a game show. Hang on, let me figure out what I'm doing next. What time are we on? 13:40. I'll do one more pile before I finish. I'm just not sure which part. I think I might do these. These, I think, will largely be this building here. It's like a greenish blue building with orange and yellow stripes going across it. Hello, Starlight. Hi, Vicky. Watching you whilst puzzling the Happy Sheep yarn shop from Ravensburger. Oh, lovely puzzle. I've got that one. I haven't done it yet though. I know what you mean about the crystal maze. The pieces also remind me of the game show Blockbusters. Oh yes, yes. I could totally see that too. Oh, does anybody else in the world have Blockbusters? These are old game shows. They're like not around anymore. Blockbusters for certain is old. Um, yes, of course I've heard of it. Okay, good, 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 good. I'm glad. Correct, Matt. Hello. I loved the Crystal Maze. Me too. I loved the Crystal Maze. Richard is so funny. He is. Richard Ayoade did a reboot a couple of years ago, I think. Oh, did he? Do you know, I thought there was another presenter at some point, but I couldn't think of who it was. Another Richard, as it turns out. Yeah, I feel like it would work with Richard Ayoade. Blockbusters, I know. Now I've got the theme tune in my head for both simultaneously. So the Crystal Maze was a game show. You'd have teams, and there would be different zones. So you had futuristic, I think. You had Aztec. You had industrial, I think, and you had something else. And they'd go around each of the four zones, and they would pick a type of game to play. The teams. So, or the team. No, it was just one team, wasn't it? That was right. It was one team. Maybe there was about five of them or something. And they'd say, "I want to do a skill game," but I can't remember the different types of game they were. But then, so they'd say, "We're gonna so and so Fred from this team is gonna do a skill game," and there'd be a team captain, and they'd choose. So Richard O'Brien would go, "Right, okay," and he'd go running off to this bit of this whatever world they were in, and say, "Right, you're in here. You've got 2 minutes," and they have to solve these puzzles, which are kind of like physical puzzles, inside this room to get the crystal. And then they give the crystal, they grab the crystal, and they leave the room, and they have to leave before the time runs out. Because if the time runs out before they've left, um, they get locked in. And they can just give up. They can just sort of say, "Oh, I'm not going to get it out." They can just leave. But they have to leave, otherwise they get locked in. The reason they might leave the crystal is because if they get locked in, they can't be in the very last game, which is the Crystal Dome. And the Crystal Dome is just this big glass building thing, plastic glass, whatever. It's not glass. It's see through, and it's all hexagons. There's like a giant hamster ball, kind of. So anyway, that's what they do. And they go about, and whoever's left in your team at the end goes on to the Crystal Dome. And then what they have to do in the crystal zone is the crystals they collect along the way make up your time limit that you've got in the crystal dome. So the more you can collect, the more time you've got, the more people in your team at the end, the more you can do in the crystal dome. And the crystal dome, basically, there's fans in it. That's why he says, "Can you start the fans, please?" There's fans in it. It sends these yellow, gold and silver tickets flying around, and they have to collect as many gold tickets as they can. Um, and within the time limit. I don't know if I've described that very well, but it was so entertaining. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And yeah, Richard O'Brien, and that's why the hexagons in the Crystal Dome remind me of this. So there we have it. Now you know. Now you know. All right. So I don't know if I've got all of this building, but I'm pretty sure I've got some. So the tower goes up, and there's like red and orange in the spire. That is part of the building, but it goes next to here. In fact, you can see some of that building there. That goes near the top. That's also going to go near the top. There we go. I've got the Blockbusters theme tunes really lodged in my head now. Um, Now then, I think that might go that side, but I'm not sure. I'm sending them flying. Right. Okay, so that's the bottom of that red panel. That goes near the top, I think. It's the very top of the building. Mm, This one's a bit trickier. Not sure if I've picked the right thing to move on to. That goes further down. Alright, maybe I'll try and make some sense of these stripes. Because there's yellow stripes and orange stripes that go across. So in a way you can orient them. Right, that goes that way because you can see the red of the neighbouring building. Same again. No. No! Doesn't go that way. Ah, yes. Okay. It goes there. It goes there. Hmm. Okay, so I probably should have started with the stripes, I feel. Ah, this puzzle's a lot of fun. Okay. Um, right. Right. No. Ooh. Ah, no. I get so convinced I found the right piece, and it turns out not to be the right piece. Uh, no. Uh, ah, yes. I should have that bit. Where are you? There we go. Found you. Okay. Right, this is getting somewhere now. But I've got a few pieces missing from it. Okay, so I think that goes around there some. Ah, yes, it goes there. That goes in there. And that goes in there. And I can't attach that yet. Where's that? Ah, that goes there. There's a bit of that window. So these will go in this building here. This orange building. That goes over here somewhere. I would like to attach this. I'm going to look for the pieces that can before I finish the stream. So I'm not going to finish this today, it looks like. Um But that is okay. I can finish it next week. It's not an issue at all. Um, there's only one pile in this box, so I'm going to spread them out. These are the orange pieces. And the reason I'm looking in the orange pieces is because there's an orange building beside this building, and I'm looking for transitions so I can figure out how to attach this. So it's not floating. A little bit of the sky. There. Right, well, we'll start with that. Absolutely loved blockbusters back in the early 80s. I know, me too. I enjoyed it as well. We used to have the game, the physical game. It was like, I don't know, a Christmas present from my brother or something one year, and we had the little hexagons that when you slot them in when you get the question right. We had white and blue ones. I have no idea what happened to that. It was rebooted on Challenge Channel with Dara O'Brien. Oh, really? Oh. I don't know. Richard O'Brien just did it the best, definitely. There was Ed Tudor Pole too. Ed Tudor Pole. I don't know how this happened. Suddenly, I accidentally bought the puzzle you're doing. Can't wait to get. Suddenly, it just happened. Best kind of purchases. The ones where you just have no clue how it happened. I just looked and there are episodes of The Crystal Maze on YouTube. Now I'm going to have to watch. Oh, yeah, you should. It is kind of puzzles, so you would probably enjoy it. But watch the ones with Richard O'Brien, and in particular, the reason this reminded me of it, it was the crystal dome at the end. If you look at the way it's all made up of hexagons, yellow portal really coming together now. Oh, brilliant! Yay! I think I've seen some of the modern version. Yeah, the best one. I mean, I like Richard Ayoade. I like Dora O'Brien. I'm sure it would have been good. But the best ones, in my opinion, were Richard O'Brien. Suze. I had that happen with Pandora's Hope. Very strange phenomenon. Certainly is. Sudden puzzle buying syndrome. Full episodes of Crystal Maze appears to be on YouTube. We'll watch after this. Okay. Make sure it's Richard O'Brien. I'm assuming or hopeful that we know who Richard O'Brien is. The guy with the bald head, who's the mind behind the Rocky Horror Picture Show. The nuclear option for earworms is to sing. Wait. Manana, do. Oh no, don't do that to us. So we're all watching Crystal Maze on YouTube this week. Yes. Yay! Maybe they'll reboot it based on a surge of sudden interest worldwide. Hmm. That will confuse the algorithm. If you like Mickey Makes and Builds, you also like Crystal Maze, lol. Yeah, I love it. I love this power that we have to confuse the algorithm. Uh, Suze, I'll pass. I have too much other stuff to catch up on. My TV image quality just dropped to. Really? Oh gosh. Oh no, get that. I get you. That's legitimately the name. Oh, his name, Ed Tudor Pole. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't realise that. Pandora's box went to the top of my wish list too. Oh, Pandora's Hope. Yeah, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for the Mother's Day puzzle gift this weekend. Yay! Oh wait, is it Mother's Day this weekend for uh Canada, I guess, and the US? It's at different times of year with some places. We've had ours. Ours was in March. Beautiful puzzle. Thanks for the live streams. Oh, you're most welcome. I guess I'll go work now. Oh. I know, it's so sad. The name of the show sounds so familiar. I wonder if it played in Korea when I lived there. Ah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. As I say, I'm not sure how popular it was worldwide. There we go. Yay! Attached. Wicked. Right, there we go. So that's part of this. And that. Oh, oh, wait a minute. There goes that. Okay, so this is attached, but this is still floating at the moment. I don't think I'm going to end up getting this attached today. But this is looking good. I'm pleased with this, and I don't mind that I haven't got it done in one. That was my initial plan, but it hasn't worked out that I'll be with Elsa next week. So I do have next week free just now. I can finish this off. If it happens really quickly, I can do a smaller puzzle alongside it. No problem at all. So there we go. Oh, very, very happy. Very happy. I'm going to just move these back again. I'll maybe move on to orange next, since I've sort of naturally started going that way. And I do have some of the yellows left over that make up some of the windows. Um, let's put that in. Um, there. So, put that there. Those down here. I might go and watch an episode of it now. Just for old time's sake. There we go. I'm still finding pieces, putting them in. If they happen to be part of another area that I've done. No. Stop it. Stop it, Victoria. Now stop it. Hmm. Maybe not. Maybe not that one. Right. Okay. So there we go. I'll move that. Progress for this week. Looking very nice. I love the way this looks on the camera. It's really good. And I'm loving the puzzle. So thank you so much, Clark, for sending this to me. I am enjoying it a lot. And I hope that you've enjoyed that too. um, it's Mother's Day in Canada, here in Denmark as well, and here in mainland Europe. So is it in the US? I sent my husband 4 or 5 top wish list items, and Pandora's Hope was number one. I'll drop a picture into the Discord on Sunday. Yay! Oh, I hope you get it. I hope you do. Father's Day is different here than in other places. We always have it on June the 5th, same day as our founding law date. And my sister's birthday is the day after. So Father's Day for us is a certain Sunday in the month, I think. But it is in June. I'm pretty sure that ours is the same as most, but I know Mother's Day is a few months early here. Happy early Mother's Day to all celebrating. Yeah, absolutely. Happy Mother's Day. Got a 750-piece cats on stamps puzzle that my kids can give me on Sunday. Oh, nice. Very nice. Mother's Day in Australia. When I googled the Crystal Maze, it says there is live experience coming in 2026. Ooh. Well, that sounds fun. Good night, all. Had fun. You now own a new puzzle. Yay! It's been a successful stream. One person owns a new puzzle. It's been successful. Pretty puzzle. Thank you, Sybil. Happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there. It's a great puzzle. Click like before you leave. Or sort would be good for next stream if this finishes quick. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm off to puzzle all the blue sky in my around the world section. About 800 pieces of blue next. Oh well, you enjoy. Hope you like blue. Thanks, Clark. Yes, please do leave a like if you enjoyed the stream. Before you go, hit the like button. That helps a lot. If you're watching this after the fact and you haven't been able to chat today, please do leave a comment. I hope you've enjoyed this. I am working away on as much as I possibly can to try and catch up with things, mostly downtown. Um, but yeah, I will try and get back on track as fast as humanly possible. Um, but yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the live. I'll be back on Saturday with Disney Museum as always. And I guess I will see you in the Discord or some other puzzling habitation. I'll see you next time, folks. Thank you. Good night. Happy puzzling.